Today I'm going to be unboxing the Sakura themed Nagi doll. Right now her bangs are a little loose in the packaging, so they will just like fall forward. I'm really looking forward to opening her up. I think this is a really cute doll they've made, and they themed her off of, she's got the same mold and stuff as the sheep from the second series of the Nagi doll line. And she's my first one. Normally I find it a little annoying to do the same molds over again, but I really like how they made her sheep ears pink and gave her this shade of brown hair. It's kind of like a warm tone brown, which really goes well with the warm tones of like the pink and the many different shades of pink, like the darker pink. And I'm not normally a fan of pink eyes, but I really like how these go with the whole theme of just everything being pink, and these repeated different shades of pink. Like the eyes are kind of similar to the little rose and the bows she has. And then there's like the lighter pink and maybe more of like a medium. And I really like that she's got two outfits in this set. One being like this cute little dress, and this other dress being looks a little more like pajamas almost, but is still casual enough. And I really like the package that it's shaped like a Sakura flower, and I just kind of wish that the plastic kind of had a bent down pieces that you could just like pry off, but it seems like I'm gonna have to tear it off of the backing. Yeah, I'm just gonna pry this off. I thought about using a box cutter, but oh, and the plastic is really on there. Okay, I'm just gonna box cutter. Yeah, so I wouldn't recommend using a box cutter unless you're like really delicate with it, but yeah, I'm just gonna kind of try and be careful here. I'm gonna do this off camera. Okay, so I cut open kind of a panel here in the back. We're just gonna pull her out from there. Here we've got her hair is kind of like loose. And then again, since this is a Nagi doll, she is a motion joint doll and not a ball joint doll. I'm gonna take her head apart. Okay, so she's got a really nice smooth feel to all of the pieces, like the type of paint they used for the hair. It's got a little bit of like a rubbery texture, but it's also it's very smooth and sort of velvety feeling almost. And the face, the forehead is a lot taller than I was expecting to be, so it's a little bit of a surprise, but I am liking the paint job on the faceplate. The eyes and everything seem pretty symmetrical, and you can see up close she's got like a little pointy tooth on one side. And then this is an up close look at one of the eye chips. I really like it. I like that it's got the little flower design in the middle, and then it's these different shades of the pink going all the way down to this lighter one. And I like, this is it's printed on, but it's so well done that like you can't see the tiny dots that will typically show up in like a printed item. You can see it when you go like really close, really tiny, kind of on the edge, but basically not that noticeable. And then the back of the head has the inserts for the tabs of the chips, so they stay pretty much in place. You can flip them, and then their eyes end up like kind of upside down and maybe like looking off in a weird direction. And then the neck card holds the eye chips in place. So I'm having a hard time getting that angled there, but yeah, I'll insert together and keep those from moving around. I tried to flip the eyes, but they actually, the way the tabs are shaped, it doesn't seem like it really lets them flip, at least not on her head. So for posability, she does seem to hold her poses pretty well, and for having like the cute chibi kind of big head and such a big hair piece, the weight of her head doesn't seem to be too bad in like pulling her. It will, she does pull back some, but it it isn't too hard to get her into like a pose that she'll stay standing in just even on her own. Doll stands are always still more helpful than just like leaving them, but she is able to hold this. Though the hip joint doesn't actually seem to like allow the leg to rotate back that far, and the legs just kind of stay in this like bent position for most of the posing, which is like okay. It just, I don't know if it's just me, I'm having trouble getting like the right kind of posing that I'm wanting, but yeah, I do wish that the joint had some more like swing back for the leg. Looking at the things she came with, so she does have one pair of shoes between the two dresses. There's like her more outgoing dress, everyday dress, I don't know. Compared to like these being maybe more like pajamas. And then underwear, one pair of socks, and like a little cattail. It's got elastic on it to hook onto, I guess both dresses maybe have a piece. Oh, okay, so it's a dress with a skirt. So there's the little button on it to hook the tail to on this skirt, and she has a button on this nightdress on the inside and the back. It's easiest to take her hair off for accessing her for getting dressed. The Velcro, it seems to be of good quality. It fastens well, and I'm gonna go ahead and like put kind of her accessories on her with this nightgown dress on. So just, yeah, that wasn't too hard. The elastic looks really small on this tail, but it does just like pull on there, not too bad. And there's like a wire in the tail, so you can like bend it upward to have her pose with it. I'm not crazy about this tail. It still just kind of flops down. I mean, it's cute though, I guess, if you're wanting a tail for your doll to wear. That seems fine. I'm gonna put these on off camera. Okay, so I put her underwear and socks on. Not a fan of how these chest plates are shaped, and also another point of articulation is their waist able to turn at that point and up here too. It just feels a little like unnecessary to have both of these spots. I mean, you do get some more realistic turn shapes, like slightly turning down there and slightly turning up here. Doesn't look as wonky as like only having this forward and this like that. But I think most of the time things are being posed, they have the clothes on, that kind of hides those lines anyway. Yeah, and there's some discoloration between the hands. I'm not sure if it's coming up on the camera that well. The hands are slightly more like yellow toned than, I'm trying to get that, than the if this would just focus, slightly more yellow toned than like the forearm and like the rest of the body. The body pieces for the most part are like the same color, but some pieces seem a little more pink or yellow toned. The joints seeming more pink and gray even on some sides, like the side of this joint on the back is a bit more gray, and then the front is more pink. Again, with the clothes on, it's not as obvious, but it is a little disappointing to see that like there's just so many different colors happening just within what's supposed to be the same single skin tone body. Not the biggest deal. Yeah, going to put on her other dress. So the first dress is pretty simple. It's just the seam straight down the back. And again, with being like a motion joint doll, their pieces come off. So if you wanted to take the hands off for getting it through the sleeve easier, then like you can, they just pop off. Some resistance. I don't like popping that off. That does feel like a little uncomfortable. Okay, the fist came off easier than the other hand. I had her slightly posed. Gonna put her just more straight. Oh, okay. yeah, I guess I'm going to just take her head off for this one. I guess. I don't know. Does this just pop off? Oh God. Okay, so I just popped her apart at the waist and I'm doing the arms individually. I don't know if this is a dress that could be like worn by a different doll because I'm really unsure of how someone would go about putting it on. It didn't really seem like it wanted to be done as like pulling over, even just with like without her head or the neck card. So, and it's pretty well fitted. It seems like it comes in at the waistline pretty well, and like that'll be a nice silhouette for once she's dressed. But like, again, I don't know if this dress could be shared with other dolls of the similar size that aren't going to be motion joint. So not too bad getting that on, and then I'm just going to flip it up for putting the skirt on. And the skirt is a lot easier. It's just got, oh wow, that's a really nice skirt. It's double lined, or, you know, it's got, like, the layers are actually separate layers. The elastic's a really tiny loop though, so. Oof. Yes, the elastic for the skirt it took just like a few tries there, but it wasn't overall too hard. And then the shoes especially don't seem too hard. They're just sliding on pretty well onto her feet. Seem to have plenty of room for her feet and with the socks on. And then we can look at some of her other hands she has. It's 2 more sets of pretty similar shaped hands. So here's like kind of look like little claw hands. Sort of, they'd be good for doing like little cute cat girl poses with. So if she wanted to be like here. Like she's got some cute little claw hands going. And then her other set of hands are sort of like grabbing hands. They're shaped to where they could hold something in them. And I'm not really wanting to change her hands around a whole lot. I do kind of wish she had some maybe like straight hands that were more plain. Every one of them seems a little like posed. And here's her holding hand for if she wanted to hold some kind of object. She doesn't come with anything she could hold, but I do feel like this hand would, you know, there's plenty of things, little figure things she could hold. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the information about her and things I have to review about her. I do have to say I think she's pretty cute. I really like her for my first Nagi doll, and I do love both her outfits. I really like this little like pajama kind of nightgown, and this whole outfit is really cute. I love how fitted and shapely this overdress is, and I didn't realize until putting it on her that it was like kind of sparkly, so that's fun. But yeah, I really like all of the little things that go into it. Like, I'm not crazy about when a pattern is just printed on and it's like this kind of rubbery print that could be scraped off or like peel off at some point. But the only other answer to that is like embroidery, which can be much more involved. The dress construction is really nice though, and things like there's this little button here sewn down, and that's really cute. And just such this tiny, tiny little, you know, edge of color added with the border. It's a really nice touch. Having this little eyelet is so small. That's also pretty cute, and such a tiny small detail. And the material for like the sleeves, I really like that, and I like that it goes with like how she's got this frill headband and the underskirt, and I like that there's so many different pieces here for mixing and matching, or like wearing with on other dolls, or yeah, like with other outfits. And the socks were pretty nice. Those went on like really easily. They're really tall for how, like, I don't know. They seem really tight on her upper calf, so I'm not really like fond of bringing them up all the way. Her shoes are cute too. They do have what I would say is like kind of a funny shape of being like so flared out at the front, and I might have them on like the wrong feet there, but either way, they do flare a lot at the toes. And her posing is like pretty decent, it seems. She doesn't feel like, she doesn't feel like she's gonna fall over a whole lot easily. I was trying to see if I could get her in a sitting pose when I just popped her torso off. Her hair just seemed like it's gonna be getting in the way at sitting like right on her butt. The hair goes a little bit like pretty much to it, so like she can lean forward a little, and that might help. She can also use her hair as a prop for helping her sit. Alright, as always, thanks for watching.